time to keep it real. Bryant back in the house with the second video of the day. Subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. PJ's POV in the description. Go check it out. Black people's time to keep it real. We love to discredit, undermine, and attack legacies. Because for the past few days, I've seen people come for two individuals, right? Well, but the other one is more than just one. With the other person is just one dude. Where most people agree that that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And I've made a video about it before. Nas and Kobe Bryant, two golden children. One is the golden child of hip hop, and the other one is the golden child of basketball, the NBA. Both their legacies are not being protected. Barely. Or at least not by the I will say the gatekeepers, by the solidified names in their respective lanes, right? One basketball, one hip hop. Jim Jones is still talking reckless about Nas, and I already made a video about it. This guy went on a podcast last night called Backfield, talking about, oh yeah, I put money in Nas's pocket, or I'm doing the most for Nas now. He's washing it, and I'm making him go viral and all this stuff. Absolutely, it is going to a point where it's getting disrespectful. Because Jim Jones acting like he's doing Nas a favor, bro. Like Nas don't need you. And then you have T-Mac, right? Tracy McGrady coming on. I don't know what it was, but he was there with Gilbert Arenas or whatever and stuff. You know, was talking about, yeah, if I had Shaq, prime Shaq, you know, and me and Shaq would have teamed up, we would have had at least 4 rings, and I would have had the same career as Kobe. I mean, T-Mac he's, you know, he's allowed to have his opinion, though. But people saw that, right? And I've seen a lot of weird narratives going on. A lot of revisionism about Kobe's career, coming from people who played against Kobe, like Gilbert Arenas. I don't know, I'm tired of people doing a lot of revisionism, undermining legacies, undermining what that person did for the game, whether it's hip-hop or basketball. I'm tired of seeing people doing that just to look cool or different or edgy or whatever it is. Yeah, because you got an opinion. I'm not saying that you have to be a Nas fan, you have to be a Kobe fan, but there has to be some level of understanding to understand their positions in hip-hop, at their respective lanes, right? Their position and where they're placed at. Kobe is one of the greatest players of all time, top 5 minimum. Same with Nas. And the thing is with Nas, right? Nas is still alive, right? Nas since 2020 has been on an incredible run that's even solidified an already great legacy that he had with King's Disease and Magic. Yeah, Jim Jones is talking like he on Jay-Z's level. You wasn't even on Jewel's level when you just came out with Dipset. You wasn't even on Hell Rel and J.R. Wright's level. You came out with ballin', and that people only know you for that. Because let's be honest, name me 5 more Jim Jones hits outside of ballin'. Hits, I'm talking about. If you know songs, that's cool. But don't act here like Jim Jones is making hits. Nas, like people say, he's talking about, oh, Nas been watching since the 90s. Has he? I've already gave my examples on my last video, right? Stillmatic, God's Son, that was in the 2000s. You could say like oh, hip hop is dead or something, or Untitled. He still has songs out that would like get radio play. I don't even talk about King's Disease and the Magic series, those 3 series. Nas is now washed. And Nas is a certified legend GOAT. For real. And same with Kobe Bryant. I feel like I don't understand what it is with, especially with what I've seen with the Kobe Bryant revisionism. Gilbert Arenas talking about, oh yeah, he's the next. He was like when I was playing against, oh, he was supposed to be the next Scottie Pippen. Nobody said he was supposed to be the next Michael Jordan. Lying through his teeth. That Marmouth looking motherfucker is lying through his teeth. Kobe Bryant wasn't supposed to be the next Scottie Pippen. When? Now, let's be honest, right? If we're talking about Kobe Bryant versus T-Mac head to head, like who's better, like who's a better player in terms of their skill set, it's a debate. Back in their primes, right? Back when Kobe was with the Lake, when Kobe was number 8, right? And T-Mac was in Orlando, right? When he was at his peak. There, of course, was a debate like who was better in the league, right? Who was better? But Kobe has the upper hand overall. Kobe definitely was considered the next Jordan. Let's not do no revisionism. When he came out, right? When he had his first All-Star game in 1998, when he was just 19 years old, who were they comparing him to? Not Scottie Pippen. He was even better than Scottie Pippen. He was already it wasn't even compared to Scottie Pippen. It was compared to Michael Jordan. Next Scottie Pippen when? Because they talk about Shaq and all that stuff. Let's make one thing perfectly clear. You could say Kobe needed Shaq, but Shaq maybe needed Kobe more. And I'm going to tell you why. Kobe pressed Shaq's buttons. Why? Because Kobe always said, oh, you need to work hard. You're lazy. Because Kobe was the work machine. And of course, Shaq pressed Kobe's buttons. Talking about, now I'm the guy. No, you need to pass the ball to me. You can't do what you do. You think you want to be Michael Jordan. You ain't Michael Jordan. They needed each other to push each other to the absolute best. And they got 3 rings in a row. The last time that's ever been done. Right? Is T-Mac going to do that? As a matter of fact, let's look at T-Mac's career, right? And before they think I'm a T-Mac hater or whatever, T-Mac is one of my favorite players of all time. Him and Kobe are neck on neck. Like 1A and 1B in terms of like who's my favorite player of all time. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you all this. I took this out of the closet just for this video. A T-Mac jersey. One of my first jerseys ever. I bought this with my own money when I was 17, 18 years old. I modeled my game. When I used to play basketball, I modeled my game after Kobe and T-Mac. I always used to love to toss it off the glass and try to, dunk it. I mean, I couldn't really dunk like that, but I love throwing off the glass just because of T-Mac. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at T-Mac's career, right? When he had when he left the Raptors, right, and went to Orlando, who was on the Raptors? Oh yeah, Vince Carter, his cousin. Who wanted him to stay on the Raptors and form a dynamic duo that can make sure the Raptors were going to be scary? Vince Carter. What did T-Mac say? No, I want my own team. He left to Orlando to play with Grant Hill that he barely got to play with because Grant Hill got injuries, right? He had injuries. Wasn't the same player ever since after those injuries. Right? Grant Hill. So, Grant Hill barely plays his T-Mac's team. T-Mac develops into a outstanding player, scoring machine. But he could not lead a team. He could not lead a team. A lot of people gonna bring up, the first thing he's gonna bring up is, of course, that 3-1 against the Detroit Pistons in 03, right? He was up 3-1 and he lost all 3 games. That's, of course, is a great example because you only had to win 1 game to advance to the second round. But to me, the perfect example of not him being a leader at all, or don't have the intangibles to take the game by the scruff of the neck and make sure his team advances. The playoff series in 2002 against Charlotte. Charlotte Hornets with a team as good as Orlando, right? Because the Pistons, of course, they had Billups and Ben Wallace. They were looking like they was going to be contenders, right? Charlotte was the level, and they couldn't beat Charlotte with just Baron Davis in his second year, I think. David Wesley. What else they had? Jamal Mashburn, P.J. Brown, Jamal McGlure. Jamal Mashburn was fired though. Like he was a great player, but T-Mac was supposed to be better than him. He couldn't beat them. He couldn't get out the first round against Charlotte, just as good as Orlando team. And then he went to Houston, right? Because they traded him for Steve Francis, and he didn't want to play with Dwight Howard, who was just drafted. So he teams up with Yao Ming, and then Yao and still could not get out the first round. So let me tell you something. Do you think that if a guy that cannot lead a team by his own can do that with a Shaquille O'Neal? As a matter of fact, it looks like a Shaquille O'Neal before Kobe Bryant, right? He had Penny Hardaway, who was, before the injuries, one of the best players in the league and was looking to become the next Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson. Either way, his trajectory was going to be Hall of Fame. Penny Hardaway was that good. Another one of my favorite players ever. Could not win with Penny Hardaway. He got swept in the finals. You could say that's Nick Anderson's fault, but he could not beat the defending champions, Houston Rockets. And they were looking like like the better team on paper, of course. 96 got swept by the Bulls. 97 got swept by Utah. Yeah, because he went to the Lakers, and 96, 97 went to the Lakers because him and Penny couldn't get along anymore, and he wanted more money, so he went to the Lakers, right? And that was his team, really his team. Like nobody was equal to him. There was no Kobe Bryant wasn't equal to him. Kobe just got drafted, of course, by the Hornets and traded, right? And Kobe was just a bench player, right? It was Eddie Jones who was starting. Eddie Jones was an all-star by that time. Nate Van Exel was an all-star, right? Those were the guys. Kobe barely got any minutes in those 3 years before the first ring. Swept against Utah. 98. Swept against Utah again in the conference finals. And then swept again in 1999. I think it was against the Spurs. And that was like Shaq leading the team. Then when Kobe started to get more minutes, right? He wasn't coming off the bench anymore. He was starting, right? Eddie Jones got traded. Kobe was starting. Phil Jackson came in because he gave Kobe minutes. Then what happened? Kobe was always considered in his playing days, because let me make this perfectly clear to y'all. I was outside for Kobe and T-Mac, right? So no revisionism is gonna fly on this channel. Kobe was considered the next Michael Jordan. It was him, Vince Carter for a good minute, AI for a good minute as well, and T-Mac. And Kobe was the closest out of all of them. Kobe was the closest. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people gonna say, "Oh yeah, but he also needed Gasol." Okay, let's look. Let's go back to 07, 08 when they made the finals. That was all Kobe, because Gasol definitely wasn't delivering. It wasn't until Kobe showed him what it takes. Remember the Olympics in that summer, in that same season, that summer, when Kobe had to like elbow him and stuff, and it woke him up like, oh shit, wait, oh, okay, Kobe, I got you, and then won 2 championships back to back. I'm sick and tired of the revisionism, bro. Y'all really love to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then when Kobe died, right? Then all of a sudden people were like, "Oh no, let's not compare. Oh, let's not do the comparisons anymore. I don't want to do comparisons anymore. Oh, we can be fan. Oh, we can respect all of it. Oh, Kobe is just as great as LeBron, and LeBron just as great as Jordan. We don't have to do comparisons anymore." Oh. That only lasted like 5 minutes. The man died, and then months later or a year later, oh no, Kobe is there. Kobe wasn't good. Oh, he was carried. He was carried. Kobe, no, he was not. Y'all are fucking y'all so stupid sometimes, man. The disrespect that I've seen for Kobe Bryant, bro. You think Shaq could win without Kobe? Some people say, "Oh yeah, but he did. He won at Miami." Everybody knows when he went to Miami, that was Wade. That was Wade. Shaq wasn't even having the best of series against Dallas. Wade was going off. Kobe proved that he could win without Shaq. As a matter of fact, right? Let's look at the 3 years, right, when they rings when they had the 3P. 2000, you could say, yeah, Shaq was the guy. But Kobe took off after that season in terms of numbers and playing style. Go check the numbers. As a matter of fact, go check some of the series. Kobe was not the next Scottie Pippen, and nobody ever considered him the next Scottie Pippen when he was playing. And I don't think T-Mac would have pushed Shaq's buttons like Kobe would. Because one thing about Kobe and T-Mac is what separates them is the dog in them. Kobe got the dog in him. T-Mac doesn't have the dog in him, and that's fine. Not every player is built like that. Not every player is that psycho to do whatever it takes to win. That's what Kobe did. T-Mac didn't do that. And by the time he had a solid team that was getting out the first round, he was done because of injuries. Yeah, Yao Ming. Yao Ming was always injured, and he was always injured. And I remember specifically, like, there was one time in 06, 07, I think, against Utah, right? They lost in the first round again, and he was crying. He was crying that he couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to disrespect him, but don't come here waffling like, oh yeah, if I had Shaq, I would have won. Especially y'all people, and you know what's making this whole thing worse about these people undermining Kobe's legacy and Nas's legacy is the people that they speak to, the people that are around these people, right? You got Fat Joe and Jadakiss like sitting there with Jim Jones. You got Gilbert Arenas or whatever sitting there with T-Mac, and nobody's saying, "Hey, yo, like you're wrong." It is. I mean, yeah, that's cool, but you're wrong. Like people acting like you have to like say like call them whack or whatever, or call them out their name. Like, no, you don't know. Just tell them for what it is. You can't say Jim Jones acting like he fucking Jay-Z or so. Like talking about, or you're not better than Nas, even today. Not in any era. Just say what it is. Oh yeah, Jim Jones, you're my guy. But no, hold him accountable. Hold him accountable for the shit that he's saying. Same with T-Mac. Same with Gilbert Arenas. Nick Young at least tried. Nick Young tried to tell Gilbert Arenas, you bugging. No, I'm saying like you cannot change the legacies of these guys because they it's solidified. It's etched in stone. You know what I'm saying? That the impact that these guys had on their respective lanes is immense. Nas is one of the best rappers of all time. Kobe, one of the greatest players of all time in the NBA. Kobe had such a huge influence on globally, same as Nas. I said this on my last video as well. If I take a few CDs out of my closet, right? It was written in Illmatic, and I go outside and show them to people, whoever passes by, and I show them, yo, do you know this guy? They'll be like, oh yeah, that's Nas, and they'll at least be able to name a few hits off top, like If I Rule the World, or Uchi Wally, or The World Is Yours, Ether. You can't say the same about Jim Jones. They'll think that, like, especially right here, if I show Jim Jones, right, and some Curacilian dude will pass by and say, hey, Kibutasi, hey, look, do you recognize this guy? And so like, hey, that's Juhancio. They'll think he's some random nigga from Curaçao. If I show Jim Jones, if I say, oh no, that's a guy that made We Fly High. Now Ballin', I was like, oh, is that the guy? I didn't know that was him. Like Kobe Bryant, like, same as well. No disrespect to T-Mac, but people like Kobe is. Come on, man. What are we doing? I hate that. And especially we black folks like to do it so much, bro. Like, I don't like LeBron James like that, but I'm not going to sit here and disrespect his legacy because he did a lot for the game. He got 4 rings. And he also say some shit about ring culture and all this stuff. And I don't like that because this guy really tries to, like, change narratives and do a lot of revisionism. But I respect LeBron James and what he did for the game. I was raised to respect the people that paved the way for me. You know what I'm saying? And I get the competitive standpoint from both T-Mac and Jim Jones, right? Jim Jones feels like he's the best rapper, and T-Mac feels like he's the best player and he could do so much more. I get that. But I said it on my last video as well. Like, sometimes you gotta just stand still and be honest with yourself. T-Mac, you're not better than Kobe. And you don't have, and I don't think you will have the same career as Kobe. Maybe if you could go back in time and change your attitude, maybe, and not leave your cousin high and dry in Toronto. And as far as Jim Jones goes, like, no way, bro, no way. You're not that good. You improved, but you're still not that good. You're not better than the spitters that be spitting in today's game. You're not better than Lloyd Banks. You're not better than Ransom. You're not better than Shane Noor. Rhapsody. It gonna sound crazy, but I don't think you're better than Lil Wayne right now. And yeah, he just dropped a shit album, right? An album that really sounds like he's on the holiday. Maybe Lil Wayne really should play guitar. But on features, Lil Wayne is really spitting. Better than Jim Jones. I'm not hearing it. Respect Nas. Like I said, you don't have to like him. You don't have to be a fan, but respect the legacy. Respect what he did. And don't call him washed when he has proven in recent times that he's still elite. And if you don't have something nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Acting like you're responsible for Nas' career, like you're holding Nas, down right now. Like, oh yeah, Nas is so washed. Oh, he needs me to be relevant. He don't need you to be relevant. Nas has got bigger things to worry about. He's a grown man. As a matter of fact, Nas is doing a lot for hip hop. What are you doing for hip hop, Jim Jones? What is Gilbert Arenas doing for the game of basketball other than spewing nonsense? There with Kenyon Martin and Rashad McCants. And where's Rashad McCants? He actually always sticks up for Kobe. And all these other fucking doofies on Twitter, right? They'll be disrespecting Kobe just because they like LeBron James more. As if LeBron James would disrespect Kobe like that. But you know what it is, right? You know what it is? It's just like Tupac said. It's like Tupac said. Niggas talk a lot of shit, but it's after I'm gone. Because they fear me in the physical form. Let it be known I'm troublesome and I'm out.